Hi, my name is Jason, and today I wanted to create a series of videos explaining function calling and returning from Nand2Tetris. And so by function calling and returning, I am referring to what is illustrated right here on this image from the slides, from the slides from Unit 2. This is slide 51. And so I want to go into depth what this diagram means. And in order to do that, I'm going to be walking through the factorial example that we were given on slide 53 from the lecture. And so I'm going to be walking through this factorial program in the VM emulator and showing how all the numbers move around in the VM emulator and what they mean. But in order to do that, I need to set up a few things first. And so the first thing that I need to do is I need to write this program in Jack and then compile it before I can run it in my VM emulator. So I'm going to do that really quickly. So right here, I've already typed this up. I've already written this. This is the Jack equivalent of what we're provided with in the lecture. And I'm going to have a copy of this program posted in the video description so that anyone who's watching can follow along with exactly what I'm doing. But I'm going to first save this as a Jack file, and then I'm going to compile it. So I need to save this. The name has to be main.jack, and I don't want to save it as a text document, but as all files. And so I'm going to save that to my desktop. And there it is. It just popped up. And now I'm going to drag this file into my tools folder. I mean, of course, you could have just opened this and saved this directly in your tools folder, but I just kind of wanted to show each step of the way. And it's important that we have it in our tools folder so that we can compile it using our command prompt. So we can see we have a program which just popped up here, and it's a Jack file. And now I'm going to compile it. But first I have to change directory from my desktop. I happen to have my Nand2Tetris folder saved on my desktop. So that's going to be my file path, Nand2Tetris/tools. And I'm going to write Jack compiler main.jack. All right. And so now we can see in our tools folder, now our VM file just popped up. First, we only had a Jack file, but now we have a VM file, which is the translation of that Jack file. And I can open it and look and see what it looks like. And I can compare this to what we're given in our lecture. And so in the lecture, it's a little bit different, but this is what we'll be working with. And this is this is what we'll be working with in this example. And I'm going to run this in my VM emulator. So if I open up the VM emulator, I can go into my tools folder and go to main, load main. And so now I have the factorial program in the VM emulator, and I can run it. And in the next few videos, I'm going to be walking through the what happens in the global stack and where all these numbers are and where they come from for the whole program. And also, I just want to mention really quickly is that if you haven't found it yet, there's this setting in the VM emulator called Program and Data Flow, and it helps a lot to see where all these numbers are coming from and going. It can be helpful, but it's not too important right now. And then one last thing before I move on to my next video is that if you haven't found it already, you will probably want to go onto the Nand2Tetris website and have a copy of the slides open. So from Project 8, open up a copy of the slides and follow along, because I will be going from I'll be referring to this slideshow a lot, and starting from slide 53 onward, it might be helpful to have this open as I'm playing my other videos, because I'll be just explaining all of these, walking through this example. All right, so that is everything I want to say for this video, and I hope that you will stick around for the next one. Thanks.